Ownership changes everything, not effort, not status, not income alone. Ownership. This is Money Mechanics. Today, we're breaking down why ownership creates wealth differently than labor, and why it changes the entire financial equation. Most people spend their lives working inside systems they don't own. They help grow companies, platforms, assets, businesses, but they never control the upside. They contribute labor, skill, time, energy, but the long-term value being created belongs to someone else. That's the difference ownership creates. When you own assets, you benefit from growth beyond your labor. The system continues producing value even when your direct effort stops. That changes the relationship between time and money, because ownership separates output from constant labor. A company can continue generating profit, an asset can continue appreciating, a cash flow system can continue producing income, and over time, those effects compound. That's why ownership scales differently. Labor has a ceiling. There are limits to hours, energy, and output, but ownership can expand beyond those limits, because the asset itself becomes productive. There's also leverage. Owners benefit not only from their own work, but from the work happening inside the system. Employees grow companies, customers grow platforms, markets grow assets, and ownership captures part of that expansion. That's why two people can work equally hard, but end up with completely different outcomes. One is earning income, the other is building ownership. Income pays you once. Ownership can continue paying you repeatedly. That's the structural difference. Income is transactional. You work, you get paid, then the cycle resets. Ownership works differently, the asset remains, and as long as it continues producing value, the upside continues too. That's why wealthy people focus on acquiring equity assets, cash flow systems, not just higher income. Because ownership creates scalability. It allows wealth to grow without requiring proportional increases in labor. That's the mechanism. Not more effort, more control over productive systems. Income helps you survive. Ownership helps you scale. Because income depends on what you do. Ownership depends on what you control. If you want to understand how ownership, leverage, and systems create long-term wealth, subscribe. Next, we break down the illusion of financial freedom, and why high income doesn't always mean real stability. This is Money Mechanics,